Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning and welcome to Disneyland, the place where dreams come true. We're delighted to have you as our guests and invite you to let the memories begin. This morning, the Magic Kingdom will open at 9 o'clock, and whether this is your first visit or your 100th, we hope you'll find the joy of being young at heart here with us. Thank you, and may you enjoy your day in this magical place called Disneyland.
This is Main Street Station. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. Surprises and real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Stop at Frontierland, Mickey's Town, and Tomorrowland.
The place where dreams come true. We're delighted to have you as our guests and invite you to let the memories begin. This morning, the Magic Kingdom will open at 9 o'clock.
Left or right, guys? Both sides are open. Left or right? Both sides are open, folks. Left or right? Hold release the train. Left or right? Both sides are open. Hold release the train.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the one is where it's just doing. That's the first stop. Yeah, oh, it is? Yeah, it's not going to be a short rest.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station.
Disneyland Limited, now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
Good morning and welcome to the Walt Disney Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Parents, watch your kids and please make sure all small children are away from the edges of the train or on your left. Our next stop is New Orleans Square.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a Grand Circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Hi guys.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station. New Orleans Square.
Welcome to New Orleans Square. For your safety, please wait until the train comes to a full and complete stop before you disembark. This is home to Splash Mountain, monuments, and Indiana Jones, and much more. Once again, please wait till the train comes to a full and complete stop before you disembark. Thank you. Hi friends, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Just to let you know, we are holding up on a red light. Once that red light turns green, we will go. It means the train's at the other station.
It's a real steam engine. We burn cooking oil out of the deep fryers. Really? Soybean oil. Oh, perfect. That sounds amazing.
At all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And watch your kids, and please make sure all small children are away from the openings of the train or on your lap. Our next stop is Mickey's Toontown.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your step. Permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas bunch of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Rare Rabbit, and Rare Bear on their fun-filled adventures.
That's Star Wars Land. I know, that's next year.
As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the Rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Sharing his stories with those in the Great River Valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is
Please make sure you wait till the train goes to a full and complete stop before you stand up and disembark. This is Mickey's Toontown, home to It's a Small World, Matterhorn, Toontown, and much more. Once again, please wait till the train comes to a full and complete stop before you stand up and disembark. Thank you.
Incidentally, Mickey's Toontown is scheduled to open up at 10 o'clock.
Watch your kids, please make sure all small children are away from the edge of the train or on your lap. Our next station is the future Tomorrowland.
Next station's Tomorrowland, and that's where After Black is. And then we're going to go to the
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships and doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
We're now approaching Tomorrowland Station. Your safety, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. This is home to Space Mountain Star Tours, led by your Astro Blaster, Finding Nemo, Submarine Voyage, and Autopia. Once again, please wait till the train comes to a full and complete stop before you disembark. Thank you. Just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated while the train is in motion, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Parents, watch your kids and please make sure all small children away from the edges of the train or on your lap. You will be entering the Primeval World and the Grand Canyon. In this tunnel, please make sure there is no flash photography or any lighting of any kind for the people around you. Thank you. Our next stop is Main Street.
Welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con manos.
Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Welcome to Main Street Station. Please remain seated with drink cups for the full and complete stop. This station has only stairs, so if you have a stroller or a wheelchair, make sure they're still pulled up as you go down the stairs. Once again, wait till the drink cups for the full and complete stop until you get to the park. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the
Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails.
We'll go away red. Okay. Out of here. And come back and go. Okay.
It's Two Town Depot.
Yes, it's the side of you. Thank you.
People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fuels these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moves west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
This is Toontown Depot. Please make sure to stay station. We're train up to a full and complete stop. Full and complete stop. This is home to, it's a smaller Matterhorn and all of that. Toontown is not open until 10 o'clock. Once again, please make sure the train comes to a full and complete stop before you depart. Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Parents, watch your kids. And please make sure all small children away from the openings of the train or in laps. Our next stop is the future, Tomorrowland.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of that happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station.
Just sit
right
tight.
now.
We'll be on our way again in just a minute. With your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside
This
the
station
train.
only has stairs. If you're a stroller or wheelchair, please make sure they're folded before you go down. Once again, please make sure the train comes to a full and complete stop before you depart.
On the bench or on someone's lap. Do not have them standing on the bench or on someone's lap. And please have them seated away from any of the vehicle openings. Also, please keep your arms, hands, legs, feet, and anything you don't want to lose inside the train. Please supervise the children during the trip. Thank you.
Circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop at the station. Please make sure you have all personal items when exiting the train. Thank you.
Just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laugh-In Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity-doo-dah day. Speaking of critters, this place we're passing over is home
vehicle openings. Also, please keep your arms, hands, legs, feet, and anything you don't want to lose inside the train. Please supervise your children during the trip. Thank you.
Stepping onto it's a small world just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain.
Also, please keep your arms, hands, legs, feet, and anything you don't want to lose inside the train.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now,
This station has no ramps, only stairs. Please wait until you're at the bottom of the stairs before you open up your stroller or wheelchair. Also, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop in the station. Thank you.
thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station.
Please remain seated till the train comes to a full stop here at New Orleans Square Station.
watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land in them all. And us, on the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars.
Please remain seated until we come to a full stop here at Tomorrowland Station.
We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour.
Remain seated till we come to a full stop.
Travels with us, and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA. Also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world, to the age of the dinosaurs, before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And lookers, watch your just never know what might be lurking along the rails.
For those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Parents, watch your kids. Please make sure all small children are away from the openings of the train or on your lap. Our next stop is Mickey's Toontown Depot.
Kingstown Depot. This is your reminder to keep all caution seated away from the open doors and on the road. Please remain seated at all times. Keep all hands off your legs, let us at all times and to the right and shoulder. Again, our next stop, Kingstown Depot.
For those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated.
Folks are now arriving at New Orleans Square Station. Your stop for the Haunted Mansion, the Indiana Jones Adventure, the world-famous Jungle Cruise, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and Splash Mountain. Unfortunately, folks, Pirates of the Caribbean is closed for refurbishment. It returns on June 8th. Now, folks heading into the station remain seated until we come to a full and complete stop. Well, once you're aboard the Disneyland Railroad, folks, our next stop will be Mickey's Toontown Depot. As you travel along, remain seated the entire time. Keep your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the train. Supervise your children. Make sure they're sitting down on the back pockets, on your laps, or away from the openings. Our next stop will be Mickey's Toontown.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated. ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch as stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Para su seguridad, please watch your kids. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Esté sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laugh-In Place. If you look real hard, legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Para sus arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids. Para sus majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail and us are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an unscheduled stop. Please remain seated. We're going away in just a second.
Nature's own design. The Grand Canyon. Stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Our next stop on the Main Street Station with a quick detour to the Grand Canyon and Finding the World. Just a reminder, keep all calls seated away from the person in the room. At all times, keep all hands on the ladies punishment at all times and supervise your children. Again, our next stop, Main Street Station.
Disneyland is truly an American original. Since its opening in 1955, it has hosted hundreds of one of Disney's most beloved attractions. It's a small world.
Delaware is beginning to Town Depot. Stop looking at these slogan and riding and including all over that our dockland. They remain treated for the one for all complete stop back. Thank you.
History, music, good food, and good stories. One of those stories involves the old mansion you see over there on the hill. Very exciting. American ship circumnavigate the world. Listen to the history program. The Columbia set sail from Boston Harbor in 1787. She rounded Cape Horn and became the first American ship to carry the Stars and Stripes around the world.
Oh man, so that
You might want to grab a top and try your hand at the Explorer canoe. You can work up a real good sweat going on a boat around the river. Me, I'll take the comfort of the Mark Twain riverboat in.
Arms, feet, legs, and touch train car at all times and supervise your children. Please be sure to place small kids away from our train car.
Here's a look more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fuels these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. Signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of pier, the one you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Whatever your personal those of you continuing on, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Latest version of the first daily operating month. Continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Welcome to New Orleans. Please remain seated until our train comes to a full and complete stop here in our station. New Orleans Square will be your stop for the Harbor Galley. They're serving up lobster rolls, macaroni and cheese, lobster hot dogs. Don't forget about their little spots.
Past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost of these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams... Wildest ride in the wilderness. welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design.
The Disneyland Limited, now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
If you're staying with us, please move all the way down to the ends of the road so we can accommodate more guests here at 2 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have small children whose toes do not touch the floor, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on the lap of an adult. Next stop is Main Street Station. The first will make a detour to the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. So at this time, I'd like to ask you to please turn off your flash. You may take as many pictures and videos as you like. Just please turn off your flash, video lighting, or any flashing toys, ears, necklaces, or bubble wands. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world. To those who have just come aboard.
Limited, now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
Keep your hands on your legs. Play small children, please come away from that large train opening or on your lap. Our next stop is Main Street, but first we will be traveling through the Grand Canyon, then back in time to the primeval world with dinosaurs. So no flash photography in the tunnel ahead, folks. No flash photography, video lighting, or light up toys or ears at this time. Thank you.
To those who have just come aboard, to those who have just come aboard, to those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future.
phones available. Thank you. Once again, if you're remaining on board, please slide down to the answer section so we can get as many of our friends here at the station on board as well.
For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have small children whose toes do not touch the floor, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on a lap of an adult. Next stop is Main Street Station, but first we'll make a detour to the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. So at this time, I'd like to ask you to please turn off your flash. You may take as many pictures and videos as you like. Just please turn off your flash, video lighting, or any flashing toys, ears, necklaces, or bubble wands. Thank you.
Nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca
Pulling
sentado.
complete stop inside the For those just joining us, welcome to the Holiday 2 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have small children whose toes do not touch the floor, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on the inside of the bench or on a lap of an adult. Next up is Gillies Square Station.
And Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval World and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station.
Marsh is coming. Marsh is coming, Christian.
Yeah, I do.
Who just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Uh-oh. Did you folks hear that? Sounds to me like we've reached the wilds of Adventureland, where you just might run into a lot of savage critters out there, including lions and tigers and tiki birds. Everybody best be on the lookout. You never know just what may show up. We're approaching our first stop, New Orleans Square Station. This station serves Frontierland, New Orleans Square, and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated till the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step while getting off. Have a good time in the Frontier, you hear? For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square. To those who just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, where every day is a zippity-doo-dah day. If you look real hard, you might just find your laughing place. We're now passing over Critter Country, where Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear make their homes and embark on fun-filled adventures. Although this land was made for critters, human-type folks are always invited to stop in to visit a spell. We're traveling along the rivers of America and into the American frontier as it looked more than a century ago. This area is so rich with natural beauty and wildlife, you can see why the early settlers were inspired to move west. You're seeing this view just like many of them did, from the comfort of a genuine steam-powered train. When these iron horses first started crisscrossing the country in the 1800s, the time it took folks to reach the West dropped from months to a matter of days. Why, steam power not only fueled trains, but the dreams of a whole new generation as they settled this great frontier. Say, have you ever wondered what it would be like to visit the cartoon town where Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy live? Well, in just a few moments you can find out for yourself, because our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown. This is also the nearest stop to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you'll be leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Y'all have fun and say hi to Mickey for me. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we steam on through Fantasyland, you may want to take one more look at the majestic Matterhorn Mountain and the happiest cruise that ever sailed. It's a small world. Folks, ahead of us lies the future. Well, I guess we all know that. What I mean to say is, we're heading into Tomorrowland, where everything is possible. If you look overhead, you might catch a glimpse of a Mark V monorail. When Disneyland introduced the monorail back in 1959, it was the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere. Winding below us is the Autopia, where drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of a car, and no license is required. If you've ever wanted to become an astronaut, then you might want to stop at Space Mountain and Star Tours, where they got some newfangled flying spaceships that'll launch you into the deepest reaches of space. And you can ride them if you got the mind and the nerve. Well, folks, we're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. If you'll be leaving us here, just stay seated till we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings and step carefully from the train. Thanks. Have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.